What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today I have an awesome video planned for you guys. We are taking a look at a bunch of EDC knives that you may have forgotten about or you may not even know exist. We're going to kick the video off with the Vostede Psyop, and while we're getting started, let us know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. Love seeing what you guys are carrying. So the Vostede Psyop here, this is a knife that really took the knife world by storm last year and has been very hard for Vostede to keep in stock. Well, right now, there are at least 2 or 3 different variations of the Psyop in stock, and I don't believe a lot of people even know that there are some in stock. They have a blue handle version with texturing and black blade. They have a completely raw finished one that is contoured, I believe, like this black one here. And then they also have a raw one with texturing done, and they come in around the $250 price point, and I believe that is a completely fair price for what you're getting here. They are doing a lot with this knife that we don't often see on other knives. First of all, we're looking at LMAX steel. Beautiful drop point blade. We have a cutout and front flipper for deployment. We are looking at titanium handles, backspacer, and pocket clip here, along with the hardware and our button. This is going to be a button compression lock, so the R&D that goes into that is going to cost more money than just a standard liner lock or frame lock. So with that button compression lock with contoured titanium handles, or they have textured ones as well, and then to top that all off with LMAX steel, which is not something we see a whole lot of these days anymore. I think the Psyop is one of the best, if not the best, knives that Vostede has ever done. Next up, we're taking a look at the CMB Devourer here, and this is out of their premium line. They have several different iterations of this. I think there's like 4 or 5 different ones you can choose from. We have a more futuristic design here. I tried to pick out some stuff that is completely different from one to the next. So I got a lot of cool stuff here today, and this is going to come in right around the $250 price point. I think another solid price for what you're getting here from CMB. They do a spectacular job on their pocket knives. They make one of the best budget knives that have ever existed in the CMB Predator. Now, this knife here, we're going to be looking at S35VN steel, which they do very well. This has a nice heavy stonewash finish on that sheep's foot blade, modified sheep's foot. It kind of has this up sweeping belly there, just a gradual sweeping belly, which I really like. We have this imitation fuller here that you could use for flicking if you wanted, but we also have these thumb studs here that are stepped and jimped really nice. And then this also has a front flipper here. The harder I thwack this thing open, it started to develop a little lock stick, but that will eventually go away, and or there's oil in there because I did oil this up recently. So something's going on in there, but still can disengage it. And like I said, that'll either go away or I can make it go away. We have complete titanium accents with the pocket clip and backspacer here, and then we have some milling going on throughout the blade and handle. Really unique shape to this knife, but this thing is very, very comfortable, and it is a great size. If you're really interested in futuristic looking designs, you like larger knives, the Devourer is an awesome choice. Maybe you're just looking for a premium secondary knife or a little bit smaller of a knife, then I would say you are in very good luck. The Artisan Clio here, this is one of my favorite, more premium ended 5th pocket knives. This is done really well. We'll start off with the blade. We have a sand polished S90V modified sheep's foot blade here. beautiful finish. We have large thumb studs here for the deployment. They didn't skimp out on that and go with those small studs. That's something I really like. We are looking at a button plunge lock here, which Artisan does really well with that. And then we have titanium here, a milled tie clip, and it is going to be reversible. To top this thing all off, these are going to come in under 140 bucks. Don't have a huge size here, but I wear an XL glove, and because of that full choil there, I can get a full grip on this thing. And just as a backup cutter, the Clio is an awesome option at that price. Next up, we're taking a look at a knife coming in from North Mountain Blade, and this is one of their newer releases, the Kickstop Chop here. And if you like traditional Japanese tanto blades and just old traditional Japanese knives, North Mountain Blade is going to be right up your alley. I know there's a lot of people out there who really enjoy these types of knives, and I would say North Mountain Blade is one of the best when it comes to imitating these knives and doing these knives. We are looking at SLD Magic, which is a tough tool steel. It's got a cool aesthetic to it, the way this is all layered, and it's not going to give you super steel performance in edge retention, but it is going to be a great steel if you plan on kind of using this in some harder situations. They have a ton of different options, from titanium, Damascus, and all kinds of other brass, copper handles that you can choose from. This is a layered Damascus here, and it is some really, really good looking stuff. The way that you can see the layers all throughout this. This is a titanium liner lock here. Great access with jimping on that liner. And then we have a lower mounted right hand carry only pocket clip that is going to be titanium. Now they offer these in the kickstop format here. They also offer these in flipper button locks. I would say personally, this is the one I would go with out of the two that I have handled. I do think the flipper could have been a better design, but as mine has broken in, it has continued to get better and better on the action. And this thing is, if you have larger hands and prefer a little bit larger knife, and one that has a little bit of weight to it as well, this is going to be a really solid option. This thing fills out the hand really nicely. It's comfortable. You have a great blade shape there. Do a lot of things with, and these come in at a wide range of prices. It just depends on which handle material you go with. Next up, if you want to go all out on the futuristic design, I would take a look at Reich and Coutuo's website. I always recommend to everyone, go check out Reich and Coutuo's website. They have some of the coolest knives and EDC gear on the face of the planet, and it is extremely well done. This is the new Reich knife Predator here. These are going to come in at $455, and because the price is so high, why? Why is it so high? Well, first and foremost, we're looking at a full integral body here. This is one solid piece of titanium, opposed to almost 99% of other knives. They have a slab construction or two-piece construction. This is milled out of one solid piece of titanium. So that right there is going to cost a lot more than a sandwich type construction. We are looking at M390 on this coated blade. All the machining that is done with these knives and everything that goes into these knives costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time, and you know, this won't be for everyone, but one thing that is for certain is this knife is really badass. I've always been a fan of the Predator movies, and to have something like this in my collection, they are pricey, but you are going to get the best machining when it comes to production knives in the industry, in my opinion. Reich and Coutuo, just knife in and knife out, have the best machining that I have handled. We have these nice thumb discs here, and they look awkward, but once you realize you just go to the top of that and that curls down right there, it flies out of this handle. The detent is beautiful, and same on the reverse flick side. You just kind of tuck up in there, but you can basically get it wherever that is. You can go at the bottom if you choose to, but like I said, I just aim up here in the top and it thwacks out of there. Thwacks, baby, thwacks. That is the Reich Knife Predator. Next up, we have one coming in from Off Grid Knives, and I absolutely love this knife. The new Mamba series here, this is the V3 series. These are a Best Tech OEM, and these are going to come in under 300 bucks. I think they're like 280. And if you know, have been around a little bit, Best Tech OEM projects are routinely going to cost more money. Typically, you see them $300 to $350 all day long on new releases, and Off Grid Knives has found a way to keep these down under $300. That's a great testament to them, in my opinion. We're looking at Best Tech OEM, as I said. We're looking at MagnaCut steel on that modified sheep split blade. These have a nice gray coating to them. I believe some sort of PVD or something of that nature. I will have all these knives linked down below if I didn't say that. That way, if one of them looks interesting, you can go check them out. We have the chainsaw jimping on the spine, as I call it. It works really good with the ungloved hand, but it also works well with a gloved hand. This is going to be a large size folder here. We're looking at titanium, tons of texturing, anodizing, titanium hardware here. We have a deep carry titanium clip that is recessed, and it is going to be left hand friendly. We have a flipper tab for deployment here. Nice thwacky action. Great access to our lock bar with a nice chamfer. Closing action is beautifully done. Best Tech and Off Grid definitely make a good team, and that is one of the best buys for MagnaCut textured titanium and accents at $280. That's on the market. Next up, this is a new one coming in from Kaiser, and this is called the Crest. And I've been messing around with this thing for the last couple of days, and this is 150 bucks, guys. That's a banging price for a brand new Kaiser. Coming in S35 VN steel, we have this beautiful sheep split harpoon style blade, dual thumb studs, and a rear flipper for deployment. It's going to have that Kaiser action on the open and close. The detent is absolutely money. The closing action is just like Kaiser, nice and smooth and free dropping. We have these contoured titanium handles with coating, couple of cutouts there for weight relief. That is the only weight relief here. This has a little bit of heft to it for its size, but I really like this thing. You have a little choil you can kind of choke up there, not a finger choil, but you can get kind of the tip up there if you have a little bit more precise work you need to do. We are looking at a milled tie clip, titanium backspacer, and titanium hardware. Right hand carry only, and we do have an integrated lanyard hole back there. Really like this offering from Kaiser and them keeping the price nice and low. Next up, we're taking a look at one coming in from Concept, and this is a newer release for them. This is the Concept Super Hawk, and if you like a little larger knife here, again, this might be a good option for you. We're looking at a price tag of around $250, depending on the variant and model that you get. And that just kind of, now this is a little bit larger, a little bit more into it, but you know, for Kaiser to put these out at $150, that is a spectacular, spectacular price. These are going to come in around $250 though, and you're going to get some extra flash and flare with this. I got to find out from Concept. They're calling this a black wash on the blade, but it is certainly not a black wash. And I'm not sure. It don't look like a PVD unless it's some new finish that they're doing. So I got to find out what this is exactly, but it looks nice, and I've been carrying the snot out of this, using it up, and it looks really good. So I'm going to have to find out from them what that is. We have dual thumb studs here and a rear flipper for deployment. Nice snappy detent. We have contoured titanium handles and an orange peel finish. And to top this thing off, we have some gold accents here, and I love how they went back and did a black milled clip and backspacer here to kind of match up with the blade. This is one of my favorite looking Super Hawks that they did. They also did a non-flipper recurve drop point version, which also looks really enticing. Wouldn't mind picking one of them up as well. Maybe I'll have to. But I really like this design and this size. I know it's not going to be for everyone with the flipper, large belly, but for some others, this is going to be an absolute home run. Next up, we have one coming in from Artisan here, and this is the Wizard series, and a lot of people have been waiting for these to come into stock, and they are back. The Sorcerer, the Mage, the Magna Mage, the Enchanter, I believe they are all in stock. I know at least several of them are, and the Mage is, the Sorcerer is for a fact. And what we are looking at is Artisan really putting the pedal to the metal here. S90V sand polished drop point blade. The only part of this knife that could be any better is if they did a little bit better with the sharpening choil area here. That is my only knock on this knife. We're looking at dual thumb studs that are really well done, stepped, placed, very comfortable. We have a front flipper here and then a titanium handle with a ton of Damascus for the collar inlay. We have a pocket clip done out of it, backspacer, the other onlay, and pivot collar. Just a ton of Damascus. And these are going to come in at $320, which that is a fantastic price for all the Damascus you're going to get on here. A Damascus kit like this aftermarket would easily be $150. So at least to get all this and the clip and backspacer, definitely $150 easily for that type of Damascus. I have carried the Wizard a ton, and easily one of my favorite knives from 2024 is the Artisan Cutlery Wizard here. Button plunge lock that they do really well, as I said earlier with the Clio. Great opening action. Button is placed well, done well, and you can really rocket that thing out. Absolutely love the Wizard, and they are back in stock. Next up, I have a bonus one for you. These are going to be coming out on Friday, which is going to be 3/14. So hopefully when you're seeing this, they're either going to be available today or they should be available the next day that you are seeing this. So they're going to be available wide range of retailers, and I'm talking about the Jack Wolf Knives Diamond Back Jack. I'll have all the information I can linked down below in the description on these, but there are several different variations. This is the Belt Satin S90V Warncliffe. Beautiful sharpening choil there. We have a couple of fullers and front flipper for deployment. Beautiful detent on this knife. It gives a nice ting every time it opens. We also have titanium here for our bolsters and our handle completely. Anodized titanium backspacer, full length, making this very comfortable in hand. And then we have a milled tie clip that matches our backspacer. And our onlay here is going to be Purple Haze fat carbon fiber, which looks really, really good mixed with the other titanium accents. And then we have polished titanium hardware. This is my favorite design from Jack Wolf right here. The Warncliffe blade, the handle, and how it swells at the butt end. It just makes for a very comfortable gentleman's user. The Bionic is also up there for me as far as favorite Jack Wolf designs, but this one here is easily going to take the cake. I think these are going to be very popular. They will be available on March 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys will have to let me know, what was your favorite knife from today's video? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video out there to more people. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy this type of content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos just like this. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.